जय जिनेन्द्र।
नमस्कार 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 जैन साहब, कैसे हैं सर?
मैं ठीक हूँ, आप बताएं कैसे?
मैं बिल्कुल बढ़िया एकदम।
जयपुर में बारिश वगैरह कैसी चल रही है?
अब तो रुक गई, पहले तो बहुत बारिश आई इस बार तो।
अरे आज मुंबई में पता नहीं वो बैक फिर मार गया है।
अच्छा।
बहुत, हाँ बहुत ज्यादा बारिश हो रही है, अभी थोड़ी सी रुकी हुई है।
अच्छा, यहाँ तो आपके 10 लक्षण जी में इतनी बारिश रही है शाम के टाइम तो मतलब मंदिर जाना ही मुश्किल हो गया। शाम को जो प्रोग्राम कुछ होते हैं ना मंदिर में, तो वो सब कुछ ऐसा लगा कि बहुत ही बारिश हुई इस बार। इस बार अब रुक गई है, जब से ये भागवा खत्म हुआ है तब से रुक गई बारिश भी।
अभी क्या है ना, पूरा मौसम बदल ही चुका है। अब जून से पहले की आ गई, यहाँ तो मई में भी बहुत ज्यादा बरस रही है, ऐसा लग रहा था।
नहीं, इस बार तो सर हुई कुछ ज्यादा है बारिश, इतनी तो नहीं होती है वैसे। इस बार तो काफी हुई है बारिश।
और आप लोग सब स्वस्थ हैं?
एकदम बढ़िया है सर, बिल्कुल बढ़िया है। आपका जयपुर आना नहीं हुआ?
अभी तो नहीं है, अभी देखो ओकेजन हो तो जरूर आएंगे।
अच्छा चलिए ठीक है, कभी मौका मिलेगा तो आप जरूर, आपको लाने का वो रहेगा। हाँ
जरूर।
और सब बाकी सब ठीक है?
हाँ सब बढ़िया चल रहा है,
बढ़िया एकदम।
अच्छा, अब क्या बस दो लोग ही रह जाते हैं ना।
अच्छा बच्चे कोई नहीं है यहाँ पे? अच्छा
दोनों बच्चियां हैं, 2 बच्चियां लड़कियां हैं ना। तो वो दोनों, उनकी शादी वगैरह हो गई, यूएसए में है, कैलिफोर्निया में। तो वो
अरे सर मेरा बेटा भी कैलिफोर्निया में ही है।
हाँ कहाँ पे है?
अब वो कहाँ पे है कैलिफोर्निया में? अब मुझे याद ही नहीं आ रहा। अभी शिफ्ट किया है उसने, अभी वो सियाटल था पहले। बेलव्यू में था वो पहले।
हाँ तो हो सकता है वो सैन होजे में ही गया हो मोस्टली।
कोई क्या बता रहा था, मुझे तो जगह भी याद नहीं आ रही उसकी। अभी मतलब अभी महीना भर ही हुआ है उसको शिफ्ट हुए कैलिफोर्निया। बिटिया कहाँ पे है? बिटिया कहाँ है? ये
सैन होजे में एक उनका सबब है, कैंपबेल, वहाँ पे कैंपबेल में लिया हुआ है हम लोगों ने।
अच्छा चलिए बताऊंगी मैं कहाँ, उससे पूछूंगी।
सभी को जय जिनेन्द्र।
जय जिनेन्द्र।
आप मुझे उंगली डाल लो, मैं लेकर नहीं जाऊंगी।
सबको सादर जय जिनेन्द्र। हम विधिवत 3 बार नमो कर्मण बोल के अपना प्रोग्राम शुरू करेंगे। नमो अर्यंताम, नमो सिद्धाणम, नमो आख्यानम, नमो वच्छानम, नमो सफसाहुनम, नमो अर्यंताम, नमो सिद्धाणम, नमो आर्यानम, नमो वच्छानम, नमो सफसाहुनम, नमो अर्यंताम, नमो सिद्धाणम, नमो आर्यानम, नमो वच्छानम, नमो सफसाहुनम। मंगलम भगवान वीरो मंगलम गद्मनि मंगलम कुंदनानुजनमोस्तु मंगलम। अन्वी हमारे बीच में है, रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा अन्वी अपना मंगलाचरण प्रस्तुत करें।
हाँ जी, सभी को जय जिनेन्द्र। मंगलम भगवान वीरो मंगलम गौतमो गणी मंगलम कुंद कुंदातो जैन धर्मोस्तु मंगलम। साची तो गंगा यह वीतरागवाणी अविच्छिन्न धारा निज धर्म की कहानी। साची तो गंगा यह वीतरागवाणी अविच्छिन्न धारा निज धर्म की कहानी। जामे अति विमल अगाध ज्ञान पानी, जहाँ नहीं संशयादि पंख के निशानी, साची तो गंगा यह वीतरागवाणी, जाके अवगाहन ते शुद्ध होए प्राणी, भाग चंद निहचे घट माहिया प्रमाणी, सप्त भंग जहाँ तरंग उछलत सुखदानी, संत चित्त मराल वृंद रमे नित्य ज्ञानी, साची तो गंगा यह वीतरागवाणी, अविछिन्न धारा निज धर्म की कहानी।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद अनवी, बहुत सुंदर। मैं अब रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा प्रोफेसर विमल जैन साहब से कि वो इस प्रोग्राम को आगे बढ़ाएं। और आज के हमारे स्पीकर जो कि यूएस से हैं, डॉक्टर दिलीप बोबरा जी, उनका भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद है। बहुत शॉर्ट नोटिस पे उन्होंने ये निमंत्रण स्वीकार किया और ये वंडरफुल टॉपिक पे।
संदीप, हेलो। हेलो
हेलो सर, हम आपको सुन पा रहे हैं, आप बोलिए।
आई एम ऑडिबल?
जी सर, सुनाई आ रहा है आपका। यू आर ऑडिबल, यस।
नाउ
यस, सुनाई आ रहा है सर, सुनाई। ओके,
सुनाई आ रहा है।
I think some disconnection was there. So, Professor Vimal Jain साहब, आप म्यूट पे हैं क्या?
संजीव,
Yes, sir.
am I audible?
Now you are audible. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. सभी को मेरा सादर जय जिनेंद्र। आज का जो विषय है वो बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट और रेलिवेंट विषय है हम सबके लिए। आज के जो स्पीकर हैं बहुत ही रेनाउंड स्पीकर हैं, डॉक्टर दिलीप के बोबरा, और जो आज के चीफ गेस्ट हैं प्रोफेसर एम के भंडारी जी, और आज की मीटिंग के ब्रांड एम्बेसडर हैं जी। पहले मैं अपने चीफ गेस्ट प्रोफेसर भंडारी जी का एक ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन देना चाहूंगा। प्रोफेसर भंडारी एक डिस्टिंग्विश्ड लीगल एकेडमिशियन है with more than 40 years of experience in teaching, research, and academic administration. Professor Bhandari is widely recognized for his contributions to innovate legal education, curriculum design, and integration of technology with law, particularly in the areas of blockchain, AI, fintech, and their legal regulatory frameworks. He has delivered more than 1,000 lectures in 110 more than 110 institutions in India and abroad. And he has produced more than 60 educational films for UGC, EMMRC, and Law Res, and published more than 80 research legal papers in recognized reputed journals. He has also published 6 books that cover areas such as constitutional law, legal aid, and intellectual property rights. Professor Bhandari has organized and participated in numerous academic forums and conferences. These include 6 international conferences and 25 national seminars and workshops. He has also presented research at 20 international forums and 80 national conferences focusing contemporary socio-legal issues. He holds a PhD degree in law, and which was earned from Jodhpur University. He is also known for his institution building expertise, active involvement in legal literacy programs, and strong networks in law tech space. Professor Bhandari continues to contribute meaningfully to both legal scholarship and public policy. His contributions are immense, and we are honored to have Professor Bhandari as a chief guest for this special lecture of Gyan Sagar Science Foundation. This is the 9th lecture of this year. हमारी शुभकामनाएं और अभिनंदन प्रोफेसर भंडारी का हम सभी की ओर से हम उनका अभिनंदन करते हैं कि वो इस मंच पे आए। अभी हम चलते हैं जो आज के स्पीकर हैं डॉक्टर दिलीप के बोवरा। ही इज अ वेल रिनाउंड highly experienced vascular surgeon. He is based in Tempe, Arizona, and he has more than 56 years of dedicated service in the field of medicine. He earned his medical degree in 1969 and has since built a distinguished career focused on vascular surgery. He is a licensed practitioner of it was issued by Arizona Medical Board. Dr. Bovra is affiliated with several reputed medical institutions, including Warner Desert Medical Center in Arizona. Throughout his long-standing medical career, he has received numerous awards and recognitions for his immense contributions to the field of vascular surgery and patient care. Besides these professional achievements, Dr. Bovra is deeply devoted to Jainism, living by its values in both his personal and professional life. He is actively involved in various Jain organizations and charitable foundations and has been honored by Jain community for his selfless service, philanthropic work, and spiritual causes. He regularly supports temple initiatives, educational efforts, and community development programs. Dr. Bovra is widely reputed, respected, not only for his medical contributions, but also for compassion, humility, and dedication to the betterment of society. And with these few words, I have great honor and privilege to invite Dr. Professor Dilip K. Bovra to give a lecture on a very special topic, the medical and social impact of packaged food, from obesity, anxiety, to obstruction of world peace. And with these few words, may I request Dr. Bovra to deliver his lecture. Thank you. Dr. Bovra, please.
Jai Jinendra, Vimalji, thank you for the introduction. If I may have option to bring my slides over.
Yes.
I guess you have to okay for me to share. Sharing is not turned on, this is.
I think now you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, it is visible now.
Okay, now it's so it's a different topic out of the line, but I'll try and do my best to support the concept. So we all know the name fast food, and fast food means quick service meals for convenience and affordability. But I think fast food is not the big concern today, but we are going to look at processed food. So processing of the food can be mild, like when we buy frozen uncooked peas from, let's say, mildly processed food. Then moderately processed food is like what we buy Haldiram ke packets, sev mixture. And then highly processed food is what our concern today. And I have named that highly processed food as junk food because it does not do anything for nutrition to our body, but goes in our mouth to the body as a junk, which not only is useless but is harmful. And I think we're going to look at today what harm does this food does to it. But let's look at what the junk food is. So the food is classified in NOVA classification, and the junk food comes as NOVA 4 level, which are the foods which are processed with industrial formulation, made from ingredients extracted from the whole foods, not whole food themselves, but processed from ingredients like sugars, oils, fats, starches, and white flour, which we call maida, which is, we know in Jainism, maida is not considered to be bacteria free. And then these ingredients are combined with various additives, and we will go through that list during our process. These additives could be artificial sweeteners, emulsifiers, coloring agents, and preservatives. Also, the ultra processed food is created so that it is hyper palatable, meaning the taste is enhanced by chemical processes, so that kids especially want to eat them again and again, which, as I said, contains very few nutritive agents. So how do we recognize ultra processed food? If they are listed there, like they are in US, there are too many ingredients listed. That's the first sign that they don't have anything good to say. Then the industrial additives like emulsifiers, thickeners, artificial flavors, colors, and preservatives are purely added in order to enhance their taste, increase the texture, appearance, and of course, increase the shelf life. The high palatability are engineered so that they are designed to be appealing to taste buds, which eventually can be called as addictive food. Most of them are ready to eat food. Sometimes you just have to heat them and eat them. So let's look at the examples. We all know chips and cookies and crackers, sodas, sweetened juices, and now there's a new trend of high energy drinks. Then, of course, breads, buns for burgers, pastries, and then, of course, ready-to-eat dinners like I have seen in US. I don't know in India, but you can buy matar paneer or paratha, or you heat it up and eat. And of course, frozen pizzas. Then there are sweetened cereals and breakfast bars. Breakfast bars are very popular now in young generation. Then there are instant noodles. You just put it in the water and ready to eat, and soups. And then flavored yogurts and ice creams are the most popular items. So, is there a difference between a fast food and junk food? Yes. Not all fast foods are junk food. So, there is a category of fast food which may not be or may be junk food. With industrialization, making of fast food has become a quick, easy. So, like you see, Haldiram's packet, they make thousands of thousands through the automation, and therefore they are available easily. And with urbanization and demand has grown up, the youth and college students, they love to try different things because they are tired of our Indian cooking, obviously. Other reason I see is that both partners, when they are working, they have no time to cook. And they really lack experience in cooking, I believe. And their pressures, the parents put pressures on them to get the grades, and nothing else is being emphasized in. So around 1900s, I think American companies and companies around the world start to come into India, and we were exposed in India with the pizza and burgers, and everybody want to try them because I think they're tired of maybe samosas and jalebis. So it's a new food option that attracted the youth and, of course, adults as well. This expansion happened globally, just not in India, but all around the world. Is the same food and same industry because fast production. Then the families are eating patterns. We want to pick up the ready food, bring home, eat by themselves. As we know, we used to eat food at the dinner table. Mom will cook, and we wait for the warm roti to come from mom's, and had a social interaction while the evening dinner was carried on. But everybody now picks up their own food. They want to have their own choice, and they eat by themselves. And so that pattern has broken. And this scene reminds me of, we used to have this thelawala. Now they are sophisticated, and people feel dignified to eat standing right by there. I don't know. I have seen a show in Indian TV called Suman Indori. So I was attracted to that. She runs that food shop just like this, and I'm from Indore, so I was interested to put this slide up there. And so what we are seeing is that the food itself has changed, the traditions have changed, and the food quality, food types have changed, and the Indian culture, we are kind of slowly losing it. So let's look at what are the harmful aspects of this junk food, as I call them. The chemicals that are added into this food are artificial flavors and preservatives just to improve the taste so that it's more attractive for kids to ask for it. It prolongs shelf life and has harmful effect for us. The most common chemicals that are used is monosodium glutamate, sodium nitrite, and high fructose corn syrup. In US, it's very popular to add high fructose corn syrup in just about everything. I've seen it in saltine crackers. This corn syrup is genetically modified, and it does make it food very palatable and addictive. We all know about sugar substitutes, and the combination of additives and sugar substitute makes it more harmful. I don't know what the name aspartame in India is, but it's the most common sugar substitute that every diabetic in India is trying to use. It not only has effect on mood changes and dizziness, but I have been told by neurologists that if you put aspartame around a group of ants, their brain will get paralyzed and they would not be able to move. And there are other more harmful sugar substitutes. So let's look at the health implications for us and change in family patterns. So mainly first we look at what are the diseases caused by junk food. And everybody knows that overeating causes obesity, and obesity is the risk factor for everything else that follows. So overweight, cardiovascular diseases. This junk food also is known to increase the LDL level, which is the bad cholesterol, and triglyceride levels, which predisposes us to diabetes. And that leads to high blood pressure and strokes. Of course, type 2 diabetes, because the sugar in these foods spikes the blood sugar level. They go up and down, which leads to what we call insulin resistance, and that is type 2 diabetes. Now, very popular term in India, I hear non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And you can see that the type of fat they use, it is not unlikely that we see this disease much more. They are also known to be part of cancer like colon and stomach cancers. And we'll talk more about mental health issue as we go further. But depression, anxiety, mood disorders, and even Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, which are known to be caused by food additives, pesticides, and insecticides. Kidney damage, and of course, dental issues, caries in children. These diseases then progress into become chronic diseases, and of course, we have to live with them for the rest of our life. So nutritional deficiencies is the first thing let's look at. Regular intake of junk food often lacks vital nutrients, as we saw, because they don't use the kind of ingredients that we should be eating. So they don't maintain the normal body function and lead to diseases like caused by vitamin deficiency, minerals, which can immune system and lead to autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, sarcoidosis. Of course, immunity right now we need with viral diseases. So it leads to chronic health diseases. Let's look at the link between diet and mental well-being. Diets rich in fast food and processed ingredients negatively affect brain function and mental health. And we'll look further how the consequences are leading to depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline through brain chemistry disruptions. Now, children see the advertising of these food on TV, and obviously they are attracted to these foods. In US, at least, we have seen the children as young as 10 to 12 with high cholesterol levels needing the treatment for cholesterol. So let's look at some of the facts with mental health issues. the most impact on children's health is attention deficit disorder and cognitive decline. We always look at finding the best schools for them, and we pay significant amount of money right now in India. It's getting so expensive. And then they are not getting the grades because we let them eat what they are not supposed to eat. So lots of mental health issues that we'll discuss further are come from stress of dietary habits, nutritional deficiency, and blood sugar fluctuations. So I want to bring what does lead to mental health from eating junk food. So the first concept is the intestinal barrier. The intestine has the outside world which we put in food, and intestinal lining keeps the outside world away from our body. So that barrier gets broken. We call it a leaky gut. So the food particles along with toxins in it gets through the intestine along with undigested particles of the food. They reach liver and start to damage liver, which liver is the most important manufacturing processing plant in our body. So that's the first thing gets affected when gut-brain barrier axis broken down, which negatively impacts the neurotransmitter production called serotonin. Surprisingly, serotonin, which is a brain neurotransmitter, produces much more in quantity in intestine as compared to brain itself. And serotonin is most responsible for depression. Then chronic inflammation produced by the junk food. So the junk food promotes inflammation with refined carbs. Now again, I bring back refined carb, mostly concerned with what we call maida in India. And we all know that it's a sticky substance. I don't know if you remember from childhood, I remember we used to ask our mom some maida to glue our patang. So it does stick to the intestinal lining and interferes with absorption of nutrients. Then the unhealthy fats and additives combined together causes chronic inflammation in the body, and we believe that inflammation is the root cause of most diseases. It also increases brain stress reactivity and is a known risk factor for depression and anxiety. Then the junk food leads to nutritional deficiency, mainly because they don't put anything nutritive in their ingredient to begin with. But they are high in calorie and low in essential nutrients. So B vitamin, omega-3, zinc, and magnesium are the essential part which leads to the start of many diseases. These foods impair the synthesis and regulation of key neurotransmitters, thereby increasing vulnerability and mood disorders. And the blood sugar fluctuation, which is up and down of glucose level, because of the high glycemic index, the spikes, ups and downs, leads to, of course, insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes, but leads to mood swings. Because when the sugars are high, you are in good mood. When sugars are low, we are in low esteem. So mood instability, irritability, anxiety, and mental fatigue just from sugar fluctuation. Then these foods, as I said before, are engineered so their taste is so good that everybody cannot resist not to eat. And this is purposefully done so that the youth just goes after this food day after day after day. They add certain ingredients which desensitizes the brain reward system, creating dependence and potentially leading to low mood and compulsive behavior, that is food craving. So I put a short list of these ingredients which affect our behavioral changes, learning, and attention disorders, especially in children. The first one is benzoate, which is added to control the level of yeast and mold. It is added in soft drinks, fruit juices, jams, and salad dressings. Then sorbates are added in cheese, baked goods, wine, and yogurt. Sulfites are added to prevent bacterial growth in dried foods, wine, and fruit juices. Propionates are added to use in bread and other baked goods to extend the shelf life. And BHA and BHT are added to prevent fats and oils from becoming rancid. Now, I want to bring this concept of oil becoming rancid. The oils become rancid, they are considered precancerous. And anytime an oil has been used for frying once, if it is used again, is considered rancid oil, which is precancerous. Now think about all the fast foods available in India, all the sev, chivda, mixture, samosa, kachori. I don't know how many people will throw away that oil when once used for frying. But if they reuse it, that oil has become rancid, which is precancerous. Food coloring. This is some of the list I put together. The last two food colors, E120 and E904, actually are derived from animal sources. Insects are used to create these colors. So as Jains, I think we have to be very cognizant of what's listed and what we are eating. So to summarize, I looked at a study of 2020, 10,000 adults in the United States were found that individuals with highest consumption of ultra-processed food, which is junk food, had a 35% greater likelihood of experiencing depressive symptoms. And another study from Harvard Medical School found that the ultra-processed food consumption was associated with much higher 50% risk of developing depression, particularly those who are using artificial sweeteners as beverage along with this junk food. The Journal of Neurology found a 10% increase in use of junk food, which raises cognitive decline by 16% and increases the risk of stroke by 8%. Therefore, the harm is just not limited to mood disorders, but a long-term neurological health. So to summarize, this food first not give us any nutrition, but all the harmful effect that comes with it, the chronic sickness in families which lingers on for years and years, treatment is expensive, financial burden, and of course, when we are not healthy, we don't earn our full potential, and extreme load on healthcare. I don't know, every time I go to India, I see a new hospital, a new clinic, a new medical store. Every corner of a street has a pharmacy, chemist store. We lose full potential of our capacity. So there is loss of productivity, and it's not limited to India. The phenomena is all around the world. I see it in US a lot more. Anyway, I think in short, we have to stick to our Jain values. We have to try to teach children to cook and enforce that the most healthy food is Jain food. Thank you, everybody. I am ready. I am ready
Yeah.
for question answers.
Yeah. Any the session is open for discussion. Any anyone? Please. Mrs. Asajay. Please
Yes,
ask.
sir. Very good lecture and very we learn very much from this lecture actually, and this is genuinely what happens today's in these days कि बच्चों को बहुत ज्यादा खाने का और सबका फास्ट फूड का जैसा सर ने बताया साथ में जो भी उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से हर चीज को इतना एक्सप्लेन किया सो इट इज वेरी नाइस लेक्चर मेरा बस थोड़ा सा इससे ये है कि हम अगर बच्चों को अब इस चीज से रोके तो क्योंकि आजकल हर चीज डब्बा बंद मिलने लगी है तो अपन इसको किस तरह से रोक सकते हैं तो कैन यू गिव सम इन दिस कुछ बताएं अगर कि हम इसको कैसे
एजुकेशन 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 आई थिंक अपने को एग्जाम्पल सेट करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि आजकल माँ बाप खुद खा रहे हैं ना तो वो बच्चे तो खाएंगे ही खाएंगे पर इफ वी स्ट्रेस द वैल्यू ऑफ होम कुकिंग एक्चुअली मैं एक बीफ इंडस्ट्री के अगेंस्ट टीवी शो पर था तो एक लेडी ने मुझे आकर बोला कि आई डोंट पुट एनीथिंग इन माय माउथ अनलेस आई कुक इट माई सेल्फ सो दैट कॉन्सेप्ट हैज टू कम अपनी माँ ने अपने को कभी बाहर खाने कहाँ दिया
बिल्कुल सही है अब उस टाइम पर मदर वर्किंग नहीं थी तो अब आजकल मोस्ट ऑफ द मदर्स वर्किंग है तो बस वो भी उसी में फास्ट फूड में ही कि ठीक है कुछ बाजार से आ गया कुछ पैक करके रख लिया हालांकि अभी कल्चर इतना ज्यादा है नहीं हमारे जैन समाज में सर इतना नहीं है हम लोग अभी भी कल्चर वही है कि हम खुद बनाते हैं इवन सॉस वगैरह भी कोशिश यही करते हैं कि घर में ही बनाए और जितना टाइम मिल सके तो बच्चों में अभी वो वाला कल्चर इतना डेवलप हुआ नहीं है बट हाँ फिर भी काफी देखने को मिलता है आजकल क्योंकि टीवी एक बहुत बड़ा इसका मैं कहती हूँ कि जो सोशल मीडिया जो प्रमोट कर रहा है क्योंकि टीवी में जिस तरह से एड्स दिखाए जाते हैं कलरफुल और वो सब दिखा करके तो बच्चे बड़ा अट्रैक्ट होते हैं उन सब चीजों को लेकर के
नहीं लेकिन क्या है कि जैसे जिस घर में ना बड़े बूढ़े हैं वहां तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है लेकिन अपन बच्चों को सिखा सकते हैं ना पिज्जा घर में बनाओ ना
या बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बना हाँ वही चीज है पिज्जा वगैरह सब घर में बनाना
घर में बना
जो
तो
भी
हमने
चीज
तो
पसंद आए
बच्चों को हमने तो लड़कों को भी कुकिंग सिखाई
यस सर जरूरी
सिखानी
भी है
पड़ेगी
जरूरी है वो बच्चे क्योंकि मेरा भी बेटा है कैलिफोर्निया में ही है तो वो खुद कुक करता है क्योंकि वहां पर हेल्पर्स है ही नहीं उन लोगों के पास में तो दोनों हस्बैंड वाइफ मिलके पकाते हैं बारी बारी तो उनका सिस्टम इस तरह का ही है वहां पे बिल्कुल आप सही कह रहे हैं
और थोड़े बहुत इंग्रेडिएंट्स जैसे कि फ्रोजन मटर्स हैं फ्रोजन सब्जी हैं अनकुक्ड नहीं लाएंगे पर साफ करी हुई तैयार है तो दे शुड लर्न टू कुक इन हाफ आवर
या सो काफी अच्छा आपका लेक्चर बहुत ज्यादा मतलब बच्चों को सुनने के लिए तो बहुत ही जरूरी था इन सबको इसके आपने इसके साइड इफेक्ट्स बताए कि किस तरह से इसकी प्रॉब्लम्स हमारी आंतों में और जगह पर भी जो भी आपके इफेक्ट है वो बॉडी में कितने ज्यादा हो रहे हैं इन सब चीजों से नुकसान कितना कर रहा है ये जो देखने में सुंदर है बट बॉडी में अंदर जाके कितना आपको नुकसान कर रहा है ये सब चीजें
तो सुंदर तो बनाए इसीलिए ना कि खाएं लोग
जी सर
सुंदर
बिल्कुल
बनाने के लिए चीजें ऐड करी हुई है ना
या बिल्कुल
ना आप बच्चों को भेज दो सोगानी जी से ले लेना ये स्लाइड्स लेट देम सी इट
बिल्कुल जरूर मैं
अगर 10% भी कम खाते हैं तो इट इज वर्थ इट
या एग्जैक्टली बिल्कुल
Thank you. This was an excellent summary of what we need to be more and more aware of. I'm wondering if you might have some insight into plastics and the problem of plastic wrap seeping into the food. There was an excellent study in India in 2019. And I'm wondering if you could speak to plastic.
I avoided that somehow because it was getting too long. But yes, the plastics have been found in every possible organ in our body. And some of the additives that are added in the fast food, the junk food, the wrappers actually leaches out plastic in the food. It's been known that some specific ingredients are leaching plastic from the wrapping that fast food is packaged into. It's
Yes.
well documented, yes. And we don't know the long consequences, but we know one thing, that body has no mechanism to remove them.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
And anyone else?
Yes, I would like to congratulate Dr. Bobra for presenting his topic on a topic which is very, very much required, not only in India, but throughout the world. I have seen a number of autism spectral disorders which are increasing in our country. And we have established a national trust to look after these children. I am a neurologist by profession, and I see these cases very frequently. It is very unfortunate that no community is immune to these diseases. People believe that hence they are following what Asaji was telling, but I feel that it is not. Most of the foods which are available outside the houses, they are, of course, they have these substances which are injurious to brain health and mental disturbances. Now we have developed a scoring system that how much percentage of brain damage has been done, particularly for the autism spectral disorders, autism rating scale, and for issuing the disability certificate. And this disability certificate is issued on the basis of this autism spectral disorders. So the what I have apprehension that the mental disability is also a disability. Not only physical disability is a disability, but mental disability is also a disability. So this is also a very important aspect which should be brought out. The WHO has also issued guidelines that how to prevent these spectral disorders, mental disturbances. The another point which I would like to add, that the gut, which Bobraji has very nicely mentioned, that gut and the brain has a direct relationship. Most of the people in say 90s, in 2000, 1900 and around 2000 up to 2000, they believed that the whatever you eat doesn't matter. But now it is proven that there are hormones which are released following taking the food, and these are the hormones released from the intestine, and they affect the brain. So the human behavior is also influenced by the type of food which is taken. And after taking the food, these neurotransmitters are released in the brain, and they modify the human behavior totally.
Yes.
And a person who was sitting very calm and quiet, now suppose he take the food, a particular type of food which is rich in catecholamines, he will become more violent, he will become aggressive. At the same time, when the same person is given food which is rich in GABA aminobutyric acid, and you find that he is tranquilized.
Yes.
So the food substances has a therapeutic value also. That once the food substances are modified, the recovery is very fast in the behavioral illnesses. So I think that the Bobraji, you have presented very nicely, and I would like to congratulate you for presenting this topic on this platform. And we would like that you mentioned that you will be sending the slides to Soganiji, but I would request you that if you prepare a 2 pages write up. It should be a flow article.
Yes.
And this we can submit to the government of India for changing our health mental health policy. This will be a very, very nice step and contribution Bhavraji will give to the country. And I thank you again.
I'll do it. Yeah, autism has been known also with addition of heavy metals. So a lot of ingredients in India have heavy metals. They are using lead to make a color in haldi and color in mirchi. So we have to investigate addition of lead into spices is a factor, because when I was a medical student in Indore, I never saw a case of autism. And now, as you say, it is becoming common. It's very common in US, but we never saw any. So I think the food pattern has to do with it. It's changing demographics of what we eat, as you say, is very much responsible for human health and behavior.
So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Bhavraji. I have a few observations. First of all, I must congratulate you for such a wonderful talk. And it's really very relevant, and it should be brought to a very, very large audience so that people should be aware. They should be, as you said, they should be educated so that they should know what they are eating and how it is affecting their health. As you have emphasized this anxiety and depression, say up to say about a decade back or still, I hardly heard this word anxiety and depression. And now I encountered every young person उसको depression हो रहा है, मेरे को anxiety हो रही है, मेरे को ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है. So perhaps these are the reflections of what people are taking the younger generation. So first of all, I often wonder what was the necessity to invent this fast food. Perhaps this industrialization, as I feel, like in US, this when industrialization in 1960s or 50s, late 50s, started, then this McDonald and so on, other things came up. In India, particularly in Mumbai, when there were these kapda mills, then cloth mills, this bada pav, missil pav, and all sort of things, they started coming here. So this is in US you have a McDonald's, then we have a equivalent here, bada pav, samosa pav, and so on, and these things. So one, and how then society takes up these fast food things in a different dimension. That is an issue. And how can we check all these things? This is another thing. And so perhaps, as Professor Dr. D.C. Jansab said, this should be brought to the government of India, and we should educate our younger generation that they should also spend some time to cook food at home with the raw ingredients. So these are the things, and because once something goes out, and one more thing, since you are from Indore, and you right from your young age until now, there's a cow gully in Indore, and what changes you have seen there, just for curiosity?
Indore has changed significantly.
Yeah, almost all cities have changed.
Yeah, and it is now with the title of the cleanest city in the country for last 6 years in a row.
Yeah.
So I don't recognize the Indore I used to know.
So please accept our compliments, and thank you very much for such a wonderful talk.
What I think each one of us listening to this should convey this to 10, the formula of 10, and tell those 10 to convey the next 10 people. I think we have to make it a social affair that I don't eat it, and I feel proud of not eating. Like there is a wave right now in US, I don't drink it and I'm proud of it.
Yeah,
So I think we have to create a momentum in society.
Yeah, yes.
And it's not hard to do in Jains anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, Bobra Sahab, I have made some notes what you have spoken, and somewhere I have missed. So perhaps when you share these slides, Sanjeev will share with all of us, and we'll have more awareness and try to convey to our means through WhatsApp group to many other people, whether Jain or non-Jain, it does not matter.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Back to Dr. Sajid Sogan.
Devalji, I want to add one point.
Yeah.
That I feel that when in the society something is introduced,
yeah,
and that is detrimental to the human health,
yeah,
these should be brought into the notice. But before that, once the things are coming in the market, you have a vast amount of information which is almost not known to the world. Like the use of the animals. The animals, they have now been used only for the sake of food. They are slaughtered and they are eaten. So this is one example I'm quoting. Take it as an example. And now I have a group of environmental scientists. I motivated them.
Your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking, sir.
Example is, let's suppose we have a monkey sanctuary.
I think he has some network problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are very thankful to Dr. Bobraji for wonderful lecture. And I would request Bhandari ji is with us as a chief guest. If we want to say a few words so that we can.
Malji, I think one gentleman participant has raised his finger and he wants to make some point. Please give him a chance and thereafter I will continue. Yeah, it's.
वॉइस थोड़ा सा लो है
मैं आपसे ये निवेदन कर रहा हूं कि एक सज्जन जो है RKS M51 नाम स्क्रीन पे आ रहा है, वो कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं। उन्होंने 2 बार अपनी अंगुली अपना रेज किया है।
हाथ दिखाया।
भैया उनको चांस दे दीजिए।
हाँ प्लीज प्लीज
जी।
Because this online this something overlook or something happens. So,
no issue. Please give him chance.
Please, sure, by all means.
आप अपना अनम्यूट करिए, प्लीज अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ मिस्टर RK, because I can't pronounce your name. It is displaying RK's M51. Maybe I think he has not unmuted himself, so he is unable to speak.
वो डॉक्टर डिसीजन साहब का ही था, he has already spoken है.
Okay, thank you. So can I now say a few words?
Please.
Yeah. सबसे पहले तो सभी 24 तीर्थंकर परमात्माओं के चरणों में कोटि कोटि वंदन, सभी संत महात्माओं के चरणों में कोटि कोटि वंदन। आज की संगोष्ठी के मुख्य वक्ता सम्मानित डॉक्टर बोबरा साहब और यहाँ उपस्थित वर्चुअल मोड में सभी विद्वान महिलाएं और पुरुष सज्जन। At the outset, I feel proud to be part of this discussion. Series of discussions are going on in Gyan Sagar Foundation, and I have had the privilege of participating in 2-3 such discourses and 2 international conferences in Delhi and Meerut, if I remember correctly, and I'm likely to participate in upcoming international conference. I must also thank Vimal ji for generous introduction. I would just like to say and add one line that I am a lifelong learner. At this senior age, I am working in the domain of advanced technologies and their ethical, regulatory, and governance. And we are working with the Government of India, Niti Aayog, Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of IT, Ministry of Home, and global institutions. So we are a team of close to 200 members, all from different directions, including doctors as well. And we are also working with overseas institutions and Indian universities and institutions. This is just a footnote to what Vimalji has introduced me. And also I have had the pleasure of writing few articles such as the जैन सिद्धांत का भारत के संविधान में समावेश, हाउ दीज 5 व्रत, महाव्रत और अनुव्रत, उनको जैन भारतीय संविधान में कैसे समाहित किया गया है। संथारा पे एक अंतर्राष्ट्रीय गोष्ठी हुई थी IIT बॉम्बे में जैन विश्व भारती के सानिध्य में, उसमें भी संथारा इज नॉट ए सुसाइड, और इस तरह के कुछ और कार्यक्रम हैं। और एक छोटी सी बात और निवेदन करूं कि धर्मचंद जी जैन जो जोधपुर में संस्कृत विभाग के प्रोफेसर थे और जिनवानी के एडिटर हैं, वेल नोन जैन स्कॉलर हैं, संस्कृत के स्कॉलर हैं, उन्होंने और हमने, जब मैं जोधपुर में अधिष्ठाता था विधि संकाय का, 120 संगोष्ठियां, मासिक विचार संगोष्ठी के नाम से निरंतर 3rd Sunday of every month we used to do it, and we published a volume which contained the gist of those gostis. Anyway, thank you very much. I must also thank Sanjeev Sogani ji for giving me this opportunity. I have carefully listened and viewed the presentation by Dr. Bobra ji. Incidentally, sir, you are also from Indore and my in-laws are from Indore. So we have a common connect. And by the way, you know it better, Indore is known for Chappan Gali, one of the most, as you have said, fast food lane. So Indore also contributes to obesity and diabetes and all that. Of course, it is a cleanest city, no doubt. But Chappan Dukan or Chappan Dukan is a very famous spot. Anyway, sir, you have covered all medical aspects, the side effects of the fast food or junk food, and there cannot be two opinions about that. And they are contributing to our adverse wellness. They are damaging our preventive wellness, and rather they are enhancing the health-related issues, aggravating the health-related issues. Briefly, since you have covered most of the aspect and I need not to repeat them or add to them, I would simply say with this small, today when I was preparing for my views to be presented in this August assembly, I came across a YouTube video of about 1 hour, 12 minutes by Muni Adarsh, which was in an interactive session by one lady, and I may share it with Sanjeev ji later. I have shared, in fact, with Sanjeev ji on Aram Yoga mail. It's a wonderful, actually, we are supposed to be healthy. We are not supposed to be ill. We invite illness, we invite problems by so many reasons. The junk food is one of them. Our excessive use of mobile, our excessive use of TV, our excessive hard, excessive work pattern, wrong work pattern, so many things, so forth and so on. So here I would focus on eating habits, food and its impact very briefly. हमारे यहाँ कहा गया है कि जैसा खावे अन्न वैसा होवे मन. मैं समझता हूँ इस एक लाइन में सारी बात आ जाती है. जिस तरह का खाना खाते हैं, जिस तरह हमारे यहाँ तो यहाँ तक भी कहा गया है कि जब गृहिणी खाना बनाती है, पहले तो गृहिणियां ही बनाती थी, अब चूंकि परिस्थितियां बदल गई है, जैसा कि भी एक बहन जी ने कहा कि मेरा पति भी बनाता है, उसकी पत्नी भी, सॉरी, मेरे बेटा भी बनाता है और उसकी बहू भी बनाती है. दैट इज कंपल्सन ऑफ दी व्हाट वी से व्हेन बोथ कपल्स आर वर्किंग एंड वी कैन नॉट अवॉइड दैट. तो हमारे यहाँ ये भी कहा जाता था और कहा जाता है आज भी कि आप जब खाना बनाते हैं तो आप प्रसन्न भाव से खाना बनाएं, तो उस खाने का स्वाद ही और होता है, क्योंकि उस खाने के साथ आपकी भावनाएं जुड़ती है. और आप गुस्से में आकर खाना बनाएं या गुस्से में आकर खाना खाएं, जब आप क्रोध में हो और उस समय आप खाना खाते हैं, और जब आप प्रसन्न चित्त होकर आराम से बैठने की भी पोस्चर है, आप कैसे बैठकर खाते हैं. जनरली हम सभी लोग डाइनिंग टेबल पर खाते हैं. आप जापान में देखेंगे उनके खाने का तरीका अलग है. हमारे यहाँ पहले पालथी करके और जो एक कहते थे अपना पाट रख के और बड़े आराम से इत्मीनान से खाना खाया जाता था, थाली में, कटोरियों में, सारी बातें. ये सब जो मुद्दे हैं बहुत मायने रखते हैं. हमारी जो ट्रेडिशनल विजडम है हमने उसको भुला दिया है इन मॉडर्न सिस्टम. और अनफॉर्चुनेटली, क्षमा करेंगे डॉक्टर बोबड़ा जी, हमारा जो वेस्टर्नाइजेशन हुआ है, जिसमें अमेरिका भी शामिल है, वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज भी शामिल है, बहुत कुछ अच्छी चीजें हमने उनसे सीखी है, साइंटिफिक टेम्पर सीखा है, वर्क कल्चर सीखा है, लेकिन जहां तक हमारी संस्कृति और हमारी सामाजिक मान्यताएं हैं वो छिन्न भिन्न हो गई है, क्योंकि हम पर वेस्टर्न इफेक्ट ज्यादा है. मैं कोई किसी को दोषारोपण नहीं कर रहा हूँ. हमारे यहाँ भी कई व्यवस्थाएं थी जो बहुत ही आपत्तिजनक रही, वर्ण भेद और ये सारी बातें. लेकिन खास तौर से जब हम खान पान की बात करते हैं, अभी आपने पूछा कि फास्ट फूड आया क्यों और कहाँ से आया, कैसे आया. हम तो बहुत आराम से घर में खाना बना हुआ खाते थे. आज आप देख लें किसी भी शहर में, मैं जोधपुर से हूँ, जब भी जोधपुर जाता हूँ 4-6 महीने में, हर बार मैं आपसे सहमत हूँ, 50 क्लिनिक्स मिलेगी. अब उसमें कैसे डॉक्टर्स हैं मैं नहीं जानता, वो आपको मेडिकल शॉप्स मिलेगी और रेस्टोरेंट्स मिलेंगे जहाँ कल्चर है किटी पार्टी करनी है. अब कोई भी पार्टी घर पे नहीं करता, किटी पार्टी है. महिलाएं अपनी मीटिंग करती है, रेस्टोरेंट में करती है, फिर वहीं वो पिज्जा, वड़ा पाव या जो भी भोजन होता है. तो ये सारी बातें हैं और इनको हम कैसे करें, कैसे इनसे हम बचें या मिनिमाइज करें. देखिए, अब ये सच्चाई हमको स्वीकार करनी पड़ेगी कि इस वर्तमान काल में हम पूर्ण रूप से तो नहीं बच सकते. It's very difficult to escape from this culture, but certainly with education, with propagation of these kinds of the educational lectures or videos, we can minimize them to some extent. And even if we minimize it to the 50%, suppose we are going 2-3 times to restaurant or canteens, or if we reduce it by 1 time, it will help us. The sense of discrimination, what we call विवेक चूड़ामणि, हम सोचकर समझकर अगर खाने की व्यवस्था को, खाने की प्रणाली को, फूड हैबिट्स को करें तो शायद हम बहुत कुछ अपने और समाज के स्वास्थ्य को योगदान दे सकते हैं. आचार्य मुनि आदर्श श्री जी बता रहे थे कि 21 तरीके हैं खाने के, 96 रूल्स हैं फूड के, 21 तरीके हैं पानी पीने के और 51 तरीके हैं बोलने के. बहुत विस्तार में वो वीडियो है, अभी चर्चा का वो वक्त नहीं है. मैं आपको यहाँ इतना कहकर अपनी बात को विराम दूंगा कि आपके इस प्रेजेंटेशन से सबको मोटिवेशन मिलता है. हमें विचार करना चाहिए, सोचना चाहिए कि चूंकि अब हम लोग सीनियर हैं, वी कैन बिकम रोल मॉडल्स for our younger generation in the family, and let us begin. The charity begins from home. Let us improve our habits. Let us control our taste buds and resort to better food habits, better choice of food, and try to give a message to the society and to our family first, and then to the society, that we should not invite unhealthy practices, unhealthy life, and we have a right to be healthy. Preventive wellness, preventive wellness. We have a right to be healthy. That is our fundamental right. If I talk in the language of law, that is our right to be healthy. Sorry for disruption. Now, all these things are disruption in our life. Anyway, with these words, I once again thank Sanjeev ji, and also special thanks to Dr. Bobra Sahab, Vimal ji, and all other learned participants for participating in this discussion. Namaskar, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Jinendra.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका। और हम सब लोग मिलकर एक बार फिर से डॉक्टर बोबरा जी का, डॉक्टर डीसी जैन साहब, डॉक्टर उमल जैन साहब, आशा जी, क्रिस चैपल हमारे साथ जुड़े थे यूएस से, सबका, और जो एल अशोक साहब हैं, और जितने भी लोग, सुचिता जी हैं, हम सब चाहेंगे कि जैसा बोबरा साहब ने बोला है कि हम सब लोग मिलकर 10 रूल लगा के इसको आगे बढ़ाएं। बोबरा साहब ने सारे पॉइंट कवर किए उसमें, और हम भी, हमारा कर्तव्य है कि एटलीस्ट 10-10 लोगों को इसको फॉरवर्ड करके एक चेन चलानी चाहिए। और जैसा उन्होंने कहा कि पहले खुद को एक आदर्श स्थापित करना पड़ेगा, तो हमने जैसे अपना आदर्श स्थापित खुद करें और उसके बाद आगे बढ़ें तो और अच्छे से ये स्प्रेड होगा। क्योंकि हम लोग अभी, मैं अपना एग्जांपल ऐसे प्राउडली मैं देता हूँ, क्योंकि मैं वर्ल्ड में कोई ऐसी सिटी नहीं होगी जहाँ ट्रैवल नहीं किया, और कभी ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि मैंने कभी बाहर का खाना खाया। और 15-15 दिन में अगर मैं बाहर रहता हूँ तो अपना लेके जाता हूँ, अपना खुद बनाता हूँ और खाता हूँ। तो वो एक कुकिंग हैबिट जो होती है और जो अपना टेस्ट डेवलप होता है। मेरे को पता नहीं है कि पिज्जा कैसा होता है, मैंने आज तक खाया नहीं, क्योंकि देखा है खाली। सो आई हैव नॉट सीन बट नॉट ईटन एनीवे। सो लेकिन ये एक, अगर हम अपना एग्जांपल सेट करेंगे और उसके बाद इफ विल टेल, देन डेफिनेटली। और मैं जानता हूँ कि मेरे इस हैबिट से एटलीस्ट कम से कम काफी हजारों लोगों को ये स्प्रेड हुआ होगा। क्योंकि कभी भी मैं अपने कस्टमर्स के बीच में जाता हूँ तो वो बोलते हैं, अरे सोगानी जी आएंगे, वो बनाना और या एप्पल ही खाएंगे बस, तो उनके लिए वो अरेंज करके रखा जाता है। तो बट दैट गिव्स ए इम्प्रेशन इन द सोसाइटी कि यस, देयर इज ए कल्चर विच इज फॉलोइंग इट, एंड इट इज इट्स अ वेरी साइंटिफिक कल्चर, इज नॉट दैट it's just as a religion, but it's a very scientific. So anyway, I will again thanks to all, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और हम लोग फिर, अभी हमारा एक 10 और 11 तारीख को सेमिनार है, उसमें मैं बोबरा जी से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि उस प्लेटफॉर्म पे भी इस प्रेजेंटेशन को प्रेजेंट करें, और उसमें जो भी और कुछ एडिशन कर सकते हैं या इसको क्रिप्स करके और करें तो ये अच्छा रहेगा। और किसी का कोई सजेशन है तो जरूर ईमेल पे लिख सकते हैं।
निवेदन है सोगानी जी, एक निवेदन है।
सबको सादर जय हिंद।
हाँ, आपने हो सकता है का रिकॉर्डिंग किया होगा। अगर आपने रिकॉर्डिंग किया है तो कृपया उस रिकॉर्डिंग का लिंक, जूम लिंक विद पासवर्ड भेजने की कृपा करें, ताकि हम इसको आराम से और जब भी चाहें देख सकें। और दूसरा, अगर संभव हो तो एक ग्रुप स्क्रीनशॉट ले लिया जाए विद वीडियो ऑन। आप भी वीडियो ऑन करें तो आपके दर्शन हो जाएंगे। अगर सबकी इच्छा है, सब सहमत हों, तो हम इसको ले सकते हैं। मैं लिंक्डइन पर एक्टिव हूँ, और अगर आप वो लिंक भेजेंगे रिकॉर्डिंग का, तो वो और ये लिंक्डइन पर करीब 7-8 हजार फॉलोवर्स हैं। और अगर आपकी अनुमति होगी, आपकी स्वीकृति होगी, तो मैं लिंक्डइन पर इसको डाल दूंगा। एक फोटोग्राफ अगर आप ले सकते हैं, अगर सबको सुविधा हो तो आप स्क्रीनशॉट ले लीजिए। If it is possible, you can please do it. If someone can do it, yeah. Let us on your webcam and Sugani ji, आपको आपत्ति नहीं हो तो आप भी अपना वेबकैम ऑन कर लें।
सबको सादर जय जिनेंद्र।
जय जिनेंद्र।
शायद आप वेबकैम ऑन करने में इंटरेस्टेड नहीं लग रहे हैं मुझे, कोई बात नहीं। चलिए, सबको सादर जय जिनेंद्र।
थैंक यू।
क्या हम
जय जिनेंद्र। जय जिनेंद्र।